Get ready, because the speed of this information is more impressive than a 50-yard dash in the fourth quarter. The Los Angeles Chargers have made a giant move behind the scenes, and the franchise has just shown that it's not messing around when it comes to building a championship team. That's right, Bolts fans. The NFL is watching what Los Angeles is preparing. The Chargers management has made a decision that could completely change the team's future, involving a strategic trade. A move that shows ambition, intelligence, and above all, a clear message to the entire league. The Chargers don't just want to participate, they want to dominate. But before revealing all the details of this move that has impressed many analysts, I need to know one thing. If you truly love the Chargers, believe in this project, and want to follow all the news about the Bolts, leave a like now, because it greatly helps the channel and shows that the fans are following every step of this new era. Today we're going to talk about everything: how this trade happened, why did the front office decide to make this move, and most importantly, how this decision can put the Chargers in a much stronger position within the NFL. The front office bet on a player surrounded by doubts, but the first signs show that Joe Ortiz may have seen something that many analysts failed to see. The Chargers' recruitment process has never been the most traditional in the NFL, but the 2026 draft showed a clear strategy: building depth. With several smart trades, Los Angeles finished the event with 8 picks, strengthening different sectors of the roster. Naturally, names like Akeem Mesidor and Jake Slaughter received a lot of attention, but there is another player who could steal the show: safety Genesis Smith, coming from Arizona. When Smith was chosen, many fans were suspicious. The main concern was his ability to make tackles and play with more intensity and physical contact. Therefore, the choice received criticism and was initially rated C+. But there is a characteristic that completely changes this analysis: his ability to find the ball. And that's something difficult to teach. A safety can improve their tackling technique, gain strength, and develop physically, but court vision, offensive reading, and coverage ability are rare traits, and Genesis Smith seems to possess exactly that talent. According to Pro Football Focus, he finished his last season in Arizona with 6 passes defended and 25 tackles, showing speed, reach, and explosiveness to defend large areas of the field. It was precisely this potential that caught the Chargers' attention. At minicamp, Smith has already begun to prove his worth. The most remarkable moment came when he intercepted a pass from Trey Lance, showing why Los Angeles decided to bet on him. The coaching staff's expectation is to transform Smith into a safety capable of protecting the deep field, creating turnovers, and allowing Derwin James to play closer to the line of scrimmage, further increasing the impact of the defense. Los Angeles' bet is simple: teaching a player to improve their tackles is possible. Finding an athlete with instinct, speed, and the ability to change games is much more difficult. Genesis Smith has already begun to show that he can be exactly that type of player. Now, pay attention to this. The franchise may have the chance to add one of the most talented receivers in the league without having to give up draft picks in a big trade. The name of this possible opportunity is Brandon Aayuk. The relationship between the wide receiver and the San Francisco 49ers seems increasingly close to its end, and the detail that draws attention is that several teams may be waiting for the exact moment when the player becomes available to try to sign him. According to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, many teams are unlikely to negotiate with the 49ers and prefer to wait for a possible release of Aayuk, which would completely change the scenario. The problem involves the contract, physical recovery, and the relationship between the player and the franchise. Aayuk signed a 4-year contract worth $120 million after a great season in 2023 when he helped San Francisco reach the Super Bowl. That year, he finished with 75 receptions, 1,342 yards, and 7 touchdowns, showing he was one of the best young receivers in the NFL. But everything changed after the serious knee injury he suffered in 2024, which involved a rupture of the anterior cruciate ligament and the medial collateral ligament. Since then, the situation has become complicated. The 49ers expressed dissatisfaction with the player's absence during some stages of rehabilitation, and the team even removed future guarantees from his contract. After that, Aayuk was placed on the reserve/suspended list, further fueling rumors of a separation. Now, the Chargers, they emerge as a possible destination. Los Angeles needs more weapons in the passing game, especially a receiver capable of winning one-on-one duels and creating big plays. If Aayuk can recover his best form, he could be exactly the missing piece in the offense. Other teams like Baltimore and Kansas City may also analyze the situation, but the big question is, what will Aayuk's market value be after all this? Before the injury, he was seen as an elite receiver. Now, teams may hope for an opportunity to sign him without paying the high price of a trade. In the end, everything depends on a solution between Aayuk and San Francisco, but if he does become a free agent, the Los Angeles Chargers may be facing a rare opportunity, adding elite talent to their offense and further strengthening the team for the 2026 season. And now, a possibility that could shake up the NFL. The Los Angeles Chargers may be one of the teams eyeing a superstar defensive line. His name is Jalen Carter. After Jeffrey Simmons, defensive tackle for the Tennessee Titans, received a multi-million-dollar contract that redefined the market for the position, Carter's situation gained even more attention. Why? Because now there is a new financial benchmark for elite defensive linemen, and this increases the pressure on the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Carter is considered one of the greatest young defensive tackle, has negotiating power and forced to choose between paying a fortune or considering a trade, and that's where the Chargers come in. Aayuk remains a key player, but he's in a more advanced stage of his career. The signing of Dalvin Tomlinson-Garrett, Jalen Carter's name came up as a demand from the Browns, and that ended up stalling the negotiations. Philadelphia also recently re-signed Jordan Davis, another defensive tackle chosen in the first round. So the question remains, will the Eagles pay Carter before the season starts? Training camp is approaching, so there's still time for negotiation. But one thing is clear, if the Chargers really want to change the level of their defense, pursuing a player like Jalen Carter would be a statement of intent. An offense can win games, but a dominant defense in the trenches can change an entire season. And perhaps 2026 will be the time for the Chargers to make it clear that they don't just want to compete, they want to build a defense capable of scaring the entire NFL. And that's it, Chargers fans. This situation could still have many more chapters in the NFL, and any move could completely change the team's future in 2026. If you want to keep up with everything about the Los Angeles Chargers, rumors, analysis, and behind-the-scenes information firsthand, don't forget to like this video. It really helps the channel grow and shows that you're with the Bolts on this journey.